Have you ever felt like you were meant for more, like so much more, but no matter what you did or how hard you tried, something kept holding you back, keeping you stuck? Maybe it was self doubt, overwhelm, or just not knowing what the next right step is. So I have been there, my friend. And today I am going to share the exact shifts that help me break free and step into my personal power and create a life and business that I truly love. So, if you're ready to stop playing small and start thriving, then you are in the right place. Stay with me until the end because I've got something really, really special that will help you transform even further. So, I want to welcome you to Beyond Common Business Secrets. I'm your host, Tracey Watts Cirino, a five-time international best-selling author and speaker who is a personal development coach. And I really have a special focus on working with advanced business owners. So today we're diving into the journey to becoming beyond common. So again, if you've ever felt stuck, that doubt was holding you back, or you're just unsure of what it's really going to take to launch that business and truly be super successful, this podcast episode is going to be jam packed with so many golden nuggets for you. So, um, we'll also introduce a little bit more about my transformational program, the Beyond Common Essentials. It's really designed to help you create lasting change and achieve what you personally desire most. So, friends, let's get started. So, what does it truly mean to be beyond common? I get asked this question all the time, but then I have other people that come up to me and say, "Oh my goodness, I love the cover of your book. I love everything about Beyond Common." They just get it like right out of the gate. So those seem to be the two sides of the fence. So if we were to define what Beyond Common means, and for those of you that are on the video, that is the cover of Beyond Common, which was my very first book. And Beyond Common is about truly living your fully aligned self. It's like bringing your whole self to the party, right? So stepping into the areas that might scare you a little bit, but by stepping into them, you gain confidence and creating success on your own terms. Like, this is not about playing by anyone else's rules or narratives. This is about stepping into your own power and defining success on your terms, what it means to fully live a life that is in alignment and best for you. Um, some common struggles that generally hold people back are, of course, like fear. And it could be like fear of not being good enough, fear of, not being pretty enough, young enough, smart enough, old enough, all the things. There's so much fear around the enoughness. Sometimes it's self-doubt where, oh, well, everyone else is always doing it. So what would I have to offer? Or I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know where to start. Or that imposter syndrome, right? Like, oh, that's for everyone else, but not for me. Or maybe it's lack of clarity on what you truly want to bring to the world. So then you're running around chasing everybody else's dream and maybe what the latest guru said was best on social media. So there are a lot of ways that this can come in and wreak havoc on our overall self-worth and self-confidence. So the reason that it was so important for me is that um like to share this and sort of be a part of creating the Beyond Common movement is because I often, for most of my life, was struggling with those same fears of not enoughness, self doubt, like all the things. Imposter syndrome, like who do I think I am that I would possibly think I could do this? Like who, I heard so many times in my life, like who do you think you are that you'd write a book? And finally I looked at it like, well, why not me? Why not? So I have to say though, I wasn't always the confident, aligned person that I am today. Um, I faced so much self-doubt. I went through absolute burnout and breakdown and feeling like I definitely was not enough in all the areas. But what happened was through trial and error and setting a true intention for growth and really deciding that I was going to get uncomfortable with, or I was going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable is really where I started to get massive breakthroughs. And that's how I truly discovered to love my whole self, flaws and all, and create a life that I love. That's why I wrote my first book, Beyond Common: The 12 Essentials to Success in Life in the Workplace, and why I created the Beyond Common Essentials program so that I could help others do the same. Because I didn't start out as somebody that had all the gifts, all the resources, and all, just sort of all those things that we associate with people that were set up to have this beyond amazing life. I feel like I was set up to have a very common, mediocre life, but something inside of me always pulled me to say, that's not enough for me. I don't want that. And with that drive and that sort of inner tug and whisper on my heart is what led me to create this sort of system around, the journey to becoming beyond common. And I would say it breaks down into like three phases of the journey. So, number one is all about awareness. So, you need to become aware. Like, start being aware of the areas where you might be limiting yourself. Recognize when you have the voice that comes in that is not saying kind things to yourself, like that imposter syndrome voice, that unwelcome intruder that tells you maybe all the things that you shouldn't do or where you're not worthy or worthless or all the things. That moment, like, so those moments of doubt and imposter syndrome, those are the moments where your biggest breakthroughs actually occur. So recognize anytime these limiting beliefs and patterns pop up for you, because those are generally where you're getting stuck. But instead of being afraid of them, just be like, interesting. Maybe write it down, right? Write it down, because that's an area that we need to dig into. Um, Number two would be um, alignment and confidence. So it's not about like just, oh, you need to be confident, because people say that all the time. And sometimes we think that people that look confident or that have achieved something, that they've done it because they are confident. But confidence is earned by taking messy, sloppy action. So it's like you might fall in a mud pit, which I have personally done many of times, and you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to be a hot mess. You might fail. You might completely lose everything. You might go bankrupt, have to sell all your belongings. You might have to start over. You might be on the news as a complete laughing stock. You might. Okay. However, you also might get super confident and be wildly successful beyond anything that you've ever imagined, right? Beyond your wildest dreams and beyond anything you've ever comprehended in your life. So the choice is yours. You just have to take the action to put it in there. So ways that you can um, think this through. So I always think of, when it comes to alignment and confidence, it's like learning how to step into your true power, your bold action. I talk a lot about getting to know your human design. And if that's something that you want to dive into, I have right on my website, TraceyWattsCirino.com, you can go and run your free human design chart. So go ahead and do that. That's like a tool that helps with this. But I have just the simple steps that I walk all of my clients through. This is something that is in the book as well and in the Beyond Common Essentials program. But what are the best ways to get in alignment and start moving in the direction of confidence? It is my simple 7-step program. It's like 7 steps to this. So if you have a pen and paper, write this down. So you want to, and if you don't, then just save this video so that you can come back to it later. So you want to think about it this way. Number one is going to be know what you need, right? Know what you need and get clarity around this. Number two is surround yourself with people who already have what it is that you need, want, or desire. And then if they have those qualities, then that's who you want to surround yourself with. And then my precursor warning is anybody that doesn't have those, do not take their advice. They're going to be the ones that are so willing to give advice, but you need to like put yourself in a protective bubble and do not take their advice. Okay, during this phase. At this point, you might need to hire a coach, a mentor if needed, so that you can stay high vibe. And if that is not something that is readily available to you, then buy the books or any other thing that they offer that's cost effective that puts you in their energy. That is the best way, right? Once you know what you need, then you want to move on to the next step, which is apply what you see. Like, so what you're learning, apply it, but you want to apply it in a way where you're doing like the deep inner work. You're going to have to dig in here a little bit, right? You're going to dig in because this part, it's an inside job. And if you don't do the inner work, it never actually shows up in the outside world, right? So we need to do the inner work. Then the next thing you want to do is pay attention to the feedback that you naturally get from living your life. So go out and live a little, right? And what feedback are you being given? You don't have to listen to, like, you don't have to say, oh, give me feedback if you're somebody like me who doesn't really like feedback, but you have to be tuned in enough to the feedback that the universe is giving you, right? There are things that you will receive just from being out in the world living your life. So just tune into that and then refine it and make adjustments. Next, you want to learn from any mistakes, missteps. So if you feel like something was a mistake, it was like, just reframe it as this was, oh, I just learned what not to do. Okay, great. What's next? Oh, okay, this is just like a little speed bump on the way. So then the last 2 steps are super important. Okay. You want to celebrate your progress. Yes, friend, you must celebrate your progress. Celebrate, and then repeat. This is my simple 7-step process for creating more alignment and confidence. And you can use this in both your life and business. So, and it's something you can use over and over and over again. So then the third thing is going to be when I said we're living in this area of the 3 keys and phases of the journey to becoming beyond common, the third is going to be your self-mastery and growth. So during this phase of cultivating your self-mastery, you're going to be cultivating habits that lead to consistent success in both life and business. And I don't mean consistency where you have to show up and do the same thing every day, because I'm kind of I'm not the biggest fan of consistency, but I think consistency of your essence of who you are, consistency of your aligned presence of, how you energetically lead yourself through your life, that sends such a powerful, profound message. No matter what you're doing, you can switch gears, you can switch jobs, but people know, like, and trust you because your essence is consistent. So that's what I mean when I speak of consistency, in that way. So Um, I have, of course, you know me, I have all those simple methods for you. So when it comes to mastery and growth, um, I like to always refer to my most simple method that I've ever created. It's what I like to call this the see, do, go, no. No, like KNO and KNOW in the mind. So the see, do, go, no method. And that consists of this. And no matter what you're learning, this is how you learn best in the simplest manner. And then how we teach and help others, like how we coach, mentor, and train others. So this is number one, show me so that I can see. Like, show me what it is that you want me to do. It's like my first time doing it. Show me so that I can see. Number two is let me do it so that I can feel. Like, let me do it, get this hands-on experience so that I can feel if it's right for me. Is it in alignment for me? And then number four, or number three, because there's only three in this one, is let me go so that I know. So let me go over here on my own and know. And this is something that you can implement in all areas of your life that you're trying to master. And then you can also implement this see, do, go, no method when you are coaching and mentoring your kids, your clients, your employees, your team, you know, whatever. So these are a few of my most simple things that I've used again and again throughout my journey to becoming beyond common. And they are, you know, just things that I've poured my heart and soul and many contemplated hours of trying to simplify what truly makes people successful in all areas of their life and business. So I hope that is super helpful. And I would love to hear, like, how are you using it? How are you using the See Do Go method? How are you getting back into alignment and confident using like those 7 simple steps that we talked about? So what is so important is every day getting up and just moving forward. So, things that we talk about, like why it is so important and so transformational inside the Beyond Common Essentials program, is because it's a step by step journey to help you build confidence. It's like brick by brick, layer by layer. You are able to earn more abundantly and create a life that is much more fulfilling, right? Because success without fulfillment still leads to lack, depression, and right? Trust me, I did it. It wasn't fun. And I'm still healing and recovering from part of that of my life. So the thing is that when you are more in alignment and you get to create wealth and abundance from a state of fulfillment, that's where that never ending joy and happiness exists, and where you get that, where you're so excited to go to work because it doesn't feel like work. Like that's where that comes from. um if you're somebody that wants to know, like, who's this for, this is for female entrepreneurs and business owners, coaches, authors, and business owners who want to stop playing small. So if you're like, I'm over playing small, I am done with settling for mediocrity or anything that's just middle of the road, and you are finally ready to step in and own your power to thrive, then this program is absolutely for you. And I invite you to join us. Um, Inside, there's lots of ways for you to get really clear on what it is that you really desire. There are lots of actions that you get to take to gain more confidence, and do it in a way that you feel supported and loved so that you can truly shine. And there is a lot of work that we do around mindset, professional growth, and ways that you can create more financial abundance and just live a life that's more prosperous, because this doesn't always come down to money. Sometimes it's just the essence of who we are. So, if this episode resonates with you, I invite you to take the next step. I invite you to join me inside the Beyond Common Essentials program. And if you haven't read yet, pick up your copy of Beyond Common, the 12 Essentials to Success in Life in the Workplace, because diving deeper into these things, like, this is your opportunity to go from stuck and like that moment of just stuck, settling, not feeling good about anything, to learning a framework that is proven to help you go from stuck to thriving. And this truly helps you unlock your full limitless potential. So head to my website, which is traceywattscirino.com, to learn more and enroll today. Let's make your beyond common dreams your new reality. I will also put the link to the Beyond Common Essentials program and the link to get your copy of the book in the show notes. As always, stay amazing. You are absolutely loved, adored, and you are so worthy of it all. And I will see you on the next one. Take care, friend.